Welcome back to One Piece Anime Re-Review. Anime episode number 68. This covering 4 more episodes of the anime. Episodes 8, 15, 818. If you're curious though, how many characters make a debut in these 4 episodes? Only one. Zeppo, Beppo's older brother. And a flashback. And that's it. Seriously, that is like the only new character we get here. So in these episodes, we have like 5 major plots that's going on. We have the with Luffy and Nami, Chopper and Carrot, Sanji's plot thread, and Brooks. Oh yeah, there's also stuff with Pedro too. There are 5 different plot threads. Okay, let's start with Pedro's. Well, for him, he's been distracting everybody for a while. And then, of course, he gets a fight with Baron Tamango, which leads into a flashback which has him and Zeppo, when they arrive on Whole Cake Island, do one thing and one thing only: steal a poneglyph. Excuse me, so in the flashback, they do run into Peckhams, who had probably just started working for Big Mom. So, as punishment, by the way, Big Mom in the flashback is wearing completely different attire. Now, yes, it looks like the same dress she wears in present day, except it's different pattern. That's the only difference between the flashback and present day. Pedro does look a little different because he actually has both eyes. Yeah, apparently when he was trying to steal the poneglyph, he apparently ripped off, he basically stabbed out the eye of Baron Tamango, which he doesn't have the eye in present day, obviously. So, basically, Big Mom allows them to go, but they have to give their 100 years of their life. And first, it's offered to Zeppo. Like, 100 years out of you, and you only give 30. You have like 30 years left to live. Like, okay, so, yeah, Zeppo died here in his one and only appearance. And then apparently, it was Pedro's turn. 70 years. But before she gets to go, like, Peckham's is beg, please. At this beg, okay, thanks, Peckham's. She gets 10 years off that. Okay. So Pedro, not wanting to get away with 60 years of his life, he just rips out his own eyeball. Yes, he does this. Yeah, that's not a wound he got from combat. He did it to himself. And he says, how much lifespan would this eyeball cost me? Would basically leave that, okay? And she's like, okay, lower from 60 to 50. And now, basically, he lost 50 years of his life. Cut back to present day, Baron Tamango reveals that the pink outfit he wears is electric proof. Yep. That was literally the reason for it, because, well, minks use electricity. So they fight for quite a while. And the fight's not finished here. It just starts. In the case of Brook, seems like he fights at all people, all the soldiers there, knocks a lot of them out, beats them all pretty quickly, and takes the keys to one guy, and goes to look like he's about to start copying the poneglyph. I'm not going to reveal exactly what happened with that drawing, if he did do it. And it looks like, from the perspective of the anime, it seemed like he had just either he was going to start, or he was halfway through it, not really sure, because Big Mom shows up and he starts a fight with her. And this is another thing that started here that's not finished. Nope, not finished in these episodes. Yeah, this fight goes on for a little while. I especially love the fight sequence they have between Big Mom and Brook. It is fantastic. He tries multiple attempts. At several points, he loses his hat. So his clothes get burned. He tries using his shark guitar to play some music to try to remove the soul thing from Zeus, Prometheus, and Neptune. It seems like it did work at first, and then all of a sudden it didn't work. As for why the heck this is, where it seemed like it was working, and then it wasn't, this actually is never explained. In the series, they never bother to explain of why in the world. Now here's the thing: all the rest of them basically leave the soul power, no problem. But in the case of these three, like, why the heck would these three not lose their soul power? It's completely baffling. Like, it's a question mark I have even after 5 years, basically. This is a question mark that I don't think even Oda to explain. So, Brook gets his glasses broken. He calls Big Mom a young lady. And they also added in the dub, which I don't remember this happening in the sub, where Brook says, "We'll be right back." Yes, seriously, this happens in 8:18. He says this. And I'm like, I do not remember Brook saying that in the sub. Not necessarily. I don't remember it. I think the dub added it in. That could be just easy Claire having fun. It's possible. But yeah, that's another fight that starts here. In the case of Chopper, Carrot, and Breely, well, they capture Breely, and Breely remains a captive for the rest of the story arc. This is one plot thread. It's actually one of the two longest running plot threads of this entire story arc. There, something happens a little bit later, and of course, after they basically capture Diesel, have her run around looking for. Yeah, of course, Breely's knocked out, but she wakes up. Like, can you tell me which mirror was it? It's like, I don't know. Ask the mirrors, and well, they do, and well, it starts here but not finished. Like, okay, I've already discussed Baron Tamango and Pedro. Like, okay, what else is there to talk about? How about Sanji? Not a lot happens to him in this one until episode 8:17 here, where he prepares some food because he figures Pudding might be hungry, and he goes to visit her room, but the door, who can talk, because Big Mom's soul over the damn place. So Door says no, and then he proceeds, I'm going to this balcony. So he proceeds to go outside while it's raining out, raining syrup, mind you, and then he overhears a deadly conversation that Pudding has with Raiju, who has been shot. Who they revealed Pudding was responsible for that. And that Pudding is a three-eyed human, and she's a devil fruit user. What's her power? Edit. Where she proceeds to put her hand like this, poke in someone's head, and pull out memories in form of a film strip. Yes, a film strip. But before this, she reveals that the whole pros thing, apparently the plan and what Pudding revealed to Luffy, what exactly did she say? That she's going to shoot Sanji, she's going to fill Sanji with holes on the wedding day the next day. I'm not going to spoil what happens there. So, and then she reveals to Raiju, he's like, we're going to kill your whole family, but we're not going to spoil we're going to try and this with blood on the wedding cake. Mama would not be happy. And after a while, it seems like Raiju's going to pass out. So after she alters her memories, she delivers off to the infirmary. And of course, Sanji overhears the whole thing. He drops the flowers and drops the food he prepared, though he does pick up the food after this. And that's it for that. Now, in the case of Nami and Luffy, Luffy has the interesting plan of trying to rip off his freaking hands in order to get to Pudding. He like tries pulling so hard, and then Opera proceeds to, she's going to torture Nami for info where Lola is. And you want to torture her with a freaking crossbow. He's about to start, and then the door opens. And a certain blue man walks in. And he proceeds to punch Opera right in the freaking face. Actually, he proceeds to do some fishman karate. Jinbei finally returns. First time in 20 episodes. What the heck have you been? Of course, I knew about this 5 years ago. This is even exciting 5 years later that Jinbei shows up, knocks at Opera, and says, "Sorry I'm late." And then he's going to explain in the next episode the reason why he did this. But Dan, now we're heating up here. But definitely don't worry, next episode, Luffy and Nami are going to get out of that book, so don't worry about that. But yeah, damn good episodes. Excuse me. It seemed like the only thing wrapped up here is just Carrot and Nami being held captive by Breely. Now it's the opposite happening. Yes. And we have stuff started. We have one thing almost finished. But that's it for these 4 episodes. But we're bringing. Oh, aside from the fact we have a debut of a couple new abilities and like one new character, you could say not a lot happens here. I would say you could probably say out of the 5 major plot threads, the only one that doesn't progress that much is Luffy and Nami, because all they do is Nami just yells and screams. You could say the only plot threads that progressed here, well, you have one that started, actually 2 are started, and one is a kind of a continuation of the other one. So the only one that gets a lot of progression is Sanji's plot thread. Yep. Now you're probably thinking all this. Where are the Sun Pirates, you might ask? Don't know. We're not gonna get back to that just yet. But yeah, great episodes. Love them. Okay, so that's the episode review. Next episode's gonna be One Punch Man, where I'm discussing 15 chapters. You'll find out what they are in my review. Okay, next video. Bye.